Let's talk about entries. Now, everything that you create on ILN is an entry. What that means is that everything is where you need it, and it behaves as you would expect it. For example, your notes are easily editable, your to-dos can be checked off, your notes are with your notes, and your goals are with your goals. Now, you can add extra entries by using the components in your dashboard, say the notes component or the to-dos component, or you can create ones from scratch, like I'm going to do now. Now, I'm going to click here, and you can make your entry essentially anything you want. Just click here. You can make it a journal entry, a note, a goal, a blog, you name it. Now, I'm going to make mine a note. So I'm just going to click there, and I'm going to call it. And now I'm going to add a component to it by clicking there. I'm going to add the to-dos component, so I can add some things to check off on this later. And then I'm going to click add on my note. Now it's created. If I go back to my dashboard by clicking there, you can see that my new note is exactly where I would need it. Now I'm actually going to save that link real quick, and I'm going to go back to my note, and I'm going to add some to-dos. So some things to learn about accessibility. Just hit enter to add these, by the way. And now I'm actually going to add a link to this page by clicking here, and then edit. I'm going to actually add a link by clicking here and here. And I'm going to paste in that link that we just saved a moment ago. This is a link to those resources for accessibility that we talked about earlier. And now I'm going to save my note. It's up to date. It has these to-dos here already. I could check them off if need be. And now I'm going to go back to my dashboard. And if you look at the recent activity component, which I added off screen, all of my entries that I just added are where I need them in my recent activity. I have all the to-dos that I added and the note itself. I'm going to now copy this. And now I'm going to go back to my note by clicking there. Now I'm going to add, by going back into edit mode, I'm going to add another link, the one that I just saved, which is a YouTube link. I'm going to add that. And note how it's already there. I now have a functioning YouTube embed on my page.
If your design
already works. Now, there's actually a couple of other things that I can add to this. I'm going to add a date by going back there. Click here. And then here, add a date. And I'm actually going to make a note tomorrow to look at this. And then I'm actually going to also add a location. Now, you can type in a location, give it a name, for wherever you need, although I already have one saved, accessible location, and it's already saved there. Now I'm going to save my entry, and then if I go back to my dashboard, and back to my calendar, you can see that I have the event for tomorrow. Things you can learn about accessibility. Look at this list. And then I go back there, and I'm back at my entry. Now, I'm going to do a little bit extra. This is just a show off. This isn't necessarily about this entry. But a little bit of extra stuff that I can add is I can add things by clicking here. And then this shows me all the files that I already have uploaded to my cloud. Now, I'm actually going to add a new file. I'm going to add a private file, and I'm going to add a picture of this bunny. And then I can actually also add file that is already there, a video file that's already in storage. It's actually another tutorial video. And I can save this. And those are also here. I have now that tutorial, and I have the bunny. Now back at my dashboard, I'd say everything's just about in line where I need it. and I can actually look up my entry as I need. So I can look up accessibility, things you can learn about accessibility, get an A in accessibility, my goal from earlier, things to do for accessibility, additional tools, and actually a certification accessibility by Thomas. Now I would say everything is pretty much in order, and I would say we can move on.